All right. I want to share with you guys an opportunity, which is the BitHarvest MINEBASE opportunity. Let's have a look. Let's look into it. Check it out. Now, you see, where we are, ladies and gentlemen, is at the forefront of where the eagles fly. You see, when you position yourself accordingly, you will be able to, how can I say, you'll be able to see things from a level that most people won't be able to see things, because you can because you're able to see much further than the average individual, because you're looking at things from a higher perspective, right? So when we look at the macro of the blockchain and fintech space, and the macro that is, what are the governments doing, not what are they saying about it, what are they doing? Because they say one thing about it, right? Or, the market is, the sentiment of the market is that they want it, and then then the government gives in, says yes, and then it automatically gets vetoed, and within weeks it's being approved again. Within weeks or days of a government official vetoing something that got passed through, within a few weeks, I'm losing track because there's so much things happening. But however, in still a short period of time, it's being approved. It's being given the red light. So these yo-yo antics, when you look at it from a macro standpoint, if you're in it, if you feel like, oh my gosh, and look at the prices going down, and you get caught up in the roller coaster, and then you can't. We start to make these irrational decisions in our own personal life, and then that spirals out of control, and we don't need that. We need to take the macro approach within the space. Yeah, we need to take the macro approach within the space and start to connect the dots there, so that we can make more informed and long-term decisions, so that we are not shaken out easily. However, we will not only endure yet thrive, because we understand the importance of the space or the project that we are involved in, right? So this is why I encourage people to, before you get involved with your project, understand how Bitcoin works. Understand Bitcoin, right? And some will say, well, why BitHarvest? Well, why BitHarvest is because BitHarvest is introducing smart contract technology on the Bitcoin network. That's what's going to make, along with expedited transactions on the blockchain with BitHarvest, because BitHarvest is layer 2 network. So Bitcoin. So when you're moving Bitcoin, we will be moving Bitcoin on the layer 2 network, which is BitHarvest. So the transacting in the Bitcoin will be much faster, right? On the BitHarvest network. And that's what everybody wants, because how the Bitcoin moves now is slow, right? But with the BitHarvest network, you can move Bitcoin much faster. So right now I'm mining Bitcoin via BitHarvest. So, and it's being accumulated daily into my wallet, digital asset. So when I'm ready to move it, it will be moving on the BitHarvest network and protocol. And it's open source, it's decentralized, it's not centralized, which is another reason why I wanted to get involved. This is a project for everyone, because I understand, I have the understanding that this space is for the people, right? And it's definitely the space for entrepreneurs to thrive in. There's going to be more entrepreneurs that's going to be coming out of the blockchain crypto space than any other field, any other marketplace, any other venture. It's going to be crypto and blockchain entrepreneurs, the cryptopreneur, right? The cryptopreneur is going to be the modus operandi of the day in the future. And yeah, you're looking at one of them. It's people doing it, and they don't even know that they're cryptopreneurs. But I'm coining the phrase. I don't hear nobody talking about being a cryptopreneur, but I'm coining that phrase right here. Right? So if you're a cryptopreneur, give a thumbs up, and you made it this far, hit that like button. Right? So I'm looking at this space for the next 20 years. For the next 20 years. Because I observed this space for 20 years. And while I observed, I also educated myself. I got involved. Which is why I have the knowledge that I have. It's like immersion. It's like, how do you want to learn a new language? Like Spanish or French. They say one of the best ways is to do it. One of the best ways, that is to do it by living in the country. So they say. Yeah. So they say. However, the longer you take to educate yourself in this space and to learn the language, to learn how to navigate in the space, the harder it's going to be for you to get involved with opportunities. Because the opportunities to come are going to be, the value is going to go down. Yeah, because it just has to. The value has, because that's just how it works, supply and demand, all that type of stuff. Eventually, you're gonna need. Eventually, you're gonna have to go through an institution all over again. All over again, and when it gets to that point, it'll be too late. When it gets to that point, it will be too late. So take advantage of the business opportunities now, get positioned, because in the next 20 years, beloved, it's going to be one hell of a ride. So whether you want to be, on the ground running, as a consultant, or you know, have all the bags of the top 100. That's possible because that's what some people are doing. They're just buying the top 100. You know, that's hedging your bets. But what we don't want to do, or what we don't want to get ourselves used to, is hoping. Because if you're hoping, you're going to lose all the time. See, people miss out on opportunities because they just sit back and hope somebody's going to tell them what to do, or they hope somebody's going to come back for them. And guess what? Ain't nobody coming back for you. If you didn't do what you needed to do back then, don't come and ask me about, oh, what about this and what about that? It's too late. You missed the opportunity to transfer. Because that's the other thing. When the companies give people, I mean, they were giving people so much time, extension after extension after extension to move their assets. And you know what? People ignored the call. People ignored the emails. Right? They didn't set up what they needed to set up on the exchange. Everything was self-directed. But because people have a strong dependency, most people have a strong dependency on others. And guess what? Those people, you gotta, if you're a cryptopreneur, you gotta leave those people alone. Because where we're going is gonna be so high feed spat, is such at a speedy pace. Where the era that we're in is happening at such a fast pace. It does feel like people got rich overnight. But if you was to talk to the people who got rich, they said they had to wait 10 years. Or at least 5. You know, some got involved, you know, in a short time frame and won. But that's not most. The average, 8 to 10 years is the average to be involved with a project before you could see any type of movement. So if you want to look at the MINEBASE opportunity, MINEBASE started 2020. So we're only 4 years in. This is a baby project, ladies and gentlemen. 4 years in. But guess what? If you look at it from the perspective, if you look at the videos and the charting, it's saying that in the next 5 years, where the market is going to go in the next 5 years, it's already saying that. So therefore, the projection of the market, of all that money coming into the market, the fact that it's on Ethereum and 2 more other networks, so as to increase the opportunity to acquire it, that's what's going to draw the price of it up when it has multiple pairs. Did we not learn that as well in the other opportunity? We learned that as well. The more pairs that a token is on, and the more exchanges that it's on, also determines the price point, because it's supply and demand, which means it's going to be more demand. People are going to want that token, and then it's going to shoot off more than what it says in our back office. And when we start claiming a token at $34 or maybe $50, but on the exchange it's $100, that right there is what we call arbitrage, ladies and gentlemen. That's arbitrage. So when you sign up to an exchange that's selling the MINEBASE token at $100 and you're able to and create it for 50, or once it reaches $100, $150 on the CTP system, but it could be on the exchange $200. That's still arbitrage. And it's super leverage. And how many tokens do you think we would have within that time? Do you think that we would have the maximum amount? Because we are on a race where everybody's going to have the maximum amount. Because once you reach the maximum, which is 3,300, that's the maximum. After that, what are you going to do with it? Start getting more of the other token. If you're, or start staking to speed up the process. It's just going to be about, oh, stake these tokens, stake those tokens, because I already have the maximum amount of tokens. Because I have tokens staked. I have tokens staked already. So I could, guess what? I could have an opportunity to stake more tokens. I'll probably, like when the time is up, when my 6 months is up, right? To get the maximum speed, that will be up in July. I know that I'll have an opportunity to roll it over. And that's precisely what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep the 1100 to roll it over so that I get the maximum speed. You see what I'm saying? It's hodling. The staking is a form of hodling. That's what we're doing with the MINEBASE project. So while we're staking, we already have the token that's at $100. Or when it goes to $100, everybody's trying to buy it on the exchange for $100. We're sitting on 1,000 already staking. And when we stake the tokens, that's assisting us in creating tokens automatically from the system. People are going to want to get involved with an opportunity like that, because it's going to start hit people that it's better to acquire tokens from the system. And from the system early. Because eventually the value is going to get there. It's going to get there from a macro. Because we are still early in the entire space, in the entire crypto space. So anyone who wants to hate on any type of project, they don't know what they're talking about. And they are not involved in crypto project because Walshes. Right? If you look at the John Walshes of it all, and the people who want to hate, look at even if you look at the people who comment, if it's negative, and it could be subscribers do they have. That's number one. That's one of the first things you should be looking at. How many subscribers do they have? Right? If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and applying the knowledge accordingly, then hey, you should be smiling like how I'm smiling. You see what I'm saying? The fact that people are still talking about the past, they haven't gotten it. They don't understand the blockchain space. They don't understand that this whole thing is already verifiable. To say that the MINEBASE project is a scam is to say that Bitcoin is a scam. But guess what? There's people who say Bitcoin is a scam and Ethereum is a scam. It's on the blockchain, ladies and gentlemen. So if you say that it's a scam, what you're really saying is that you don't understand or how to read the blockchain. And if you want to, understand or read the blockchain, you can do it on your own. It's very, I mean, you could YouTube this stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, if you really want to know, if you really want to educate yourself, like there is literally a YouTube video on any and everything you want to know or learn about, because it's people out there doing it. They're just expressing what they are passionate about and putting it on a YouTube channel. So if you're passionate about fintech, blockchain, crypto space, this is one of the channels you may want to find yourself evolving around and getting info or even ideas. Something to add to your portfolio, because guess what? Hey, like I said, there are a lot of things that I'm adding to my portfolio that I'm not putting on this platform. Like these the MINEBASE and the BitHarvest opportunities are just a few. It's just a few opportunities that I feel are viable for others just to get involved in, because it doesn't take that much work. That's why. It doesn't take, you don't have to be self-motivated. However, you do need to be alerted. Somebody does need to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, you want to do. And once you are now notified, you can then do everything yourself. You could be self-direct. You don't have to do the trying to recruit people. You don't have to do that. All of that is optional. However, if you did do it, there are rewards that come along with it. And all of that is on the blockchain. It's verifiable. Those who already know that they're receiving their income, their Bitcoin reward income, all through the blockchain. All through the blockchain, through the BitHarvest system. They're getting the USDT from the system. From the system, ladies and gentlemen. Instead of working for a system that abuses us, we can elevate ourselves by utilizing a system that empowers us, if you understand the language, if you understand what's in front of you. And just like life, not everyone receives the blessing or can identify the blessing. That's just what it is, isn't it? But hey, it's a beautiful day. We might see you around, maybe another time. But yeah, stay tuned. We're going to be talking more about BitHarvest and the macro opportunities coming up. Live and direct. Bless up. Peace.